Hi, it's Megan. So I have been playing around with a new brand and totally butchered the name in the first two videos I did. So it's Rituel de Fille. Got it right this time, I hope. And if I didn't, well, you know, it's been known to happen like a lot. So this time they had a new limited edition collection come out, and it's called the Feral collection. And I love the creativity in the kind of crafting of the story. So, Feral collection, a dense fog obscures the frozen landscape, revealing glimpses of the surroundings with each breath of the cold wind. Each slow, cloudy exhale dissipates into the surrounding whiteness. Footfalls on icy pine needles sound nearby with delicate shatters. Heart rate quickens, muscles tense, lips pull back to reveal sharp teeth. The predator advances, powdery snow shifting underfoot with every silent step. So, who is this brand? This is a newer brand out of Los Angeles, and it's started by three sisters, two of whom are makeup artists. So, this is the promo picture for Feral, and I have on right now one of the lip products and the eye suit, and I get this wrong, Ashen suit. Yeah, Ashen Ember eye suit. So there are three items in the collection. The eye suit is $27, and then the two lip colors are $23 each, and you can buy them together in a bundle, but you don't get a discount on the bundle, you do get free shipping on the bundle. And they ship really fast, which is nice. This came out on the 11th, and it's still in stock on the website as I checked. So I'm going to go through the eye, I get it wrong, Ash, every time. Ash and Ember eye suit first, just because I'm going to change my lip shade partway through the video. And you can see the other one. So anyway, I've got it on my eyes right now. And so according to the website, this is called Viscera. And they say a flash of warm, glistening red in the cold white snow. Copper and burgundy is kind of how I would describe it. It's red, but, and I took this outside because I like to look at my colors outside in the sunlight because they always, I don't know, they seem more clear when I can actually just get that direct light on it. And this one they say has a finish of subtle shimmer, but when I took it outside, I saw probably the finest little bits of micro glitter I don't know if I've ever seen in a product before, which is a good thing, by the way. So I had a problem with the Seagull eye product because it's a little too close to my natural skin color, so it didn't really show, and it had kind of like a really pretty sheen to it, like a highlight kind of effect, but it was very subtle, and it was the first one I tried, and I also wasn't used to the product. So this right here is basically they say, a magical concoction of intense, smoldering, everlasting color with rich texture between powder and cream. It's made with pure pigments and oils and no waxes, so it won't melt on your skin. So I was having a time getting used to the product itself. So there's a little box, a little kind of a star-shaped thing. And I'm still not thrilled with the opening here. It's very small, it's hard to get out. But I did hear back in one of my other videos from the founders of the company, which is very nice of them. And they said, feel free to use a fingernail or a finger. It's not as delicate as most eyeshadows. They also said that some people melt it on their wrist, and that because of the oil in it, it applies in a more creamy way. Or you can use a stiffer brush. So I actually used a stiffer brush. I kind of agree that letting it melt on your wrist does make it apply maybe a little bit better, but I really liked with this color the precision of using a brush, and you can see exactly how pigmented this one is. So as much as Seagull was, and they said kind of their least pigmented one, this one right here is so pigmented. And when I say I kind of see burgundy and copper in it, which doesn't really make sense, except when I'm talking about that micro shimmer, I look at it outside and I can see like just a tiny bit of orange and a tiny little bit of lavender and a tiny little bit of pink. And so it makes it actually a much more wearable shade. When I first thought about doing this video, I was going to do a get ready with me with like a red eyeshadow, because I thought, how do you wear a red eyeshadow, right? I love red, but a lot of people can't wear it. But this one is such a perfect wearable shade as it is. I mean, look at how smoldering and pretty it is. I actually really love this shade. It's one of my favorite shades of the year, I have to say. But then I'm partial to reds. The thing that I did, kind of the trick, and I tried using it as a liner, it's very pretty, but I actually really like it just put on the lid into the crease and then almost all the way under the eye. And I tried a lot of tricks too, where I put like a highlight here and a highlight in here, and I put some black, you know, on the side and all. I actually just like it by itself. It's so pretty. What I did do is I put a little bit of black eye pencil on the upper waterline, because when I get these reds or burgundies, anything with a pink, or if I put that little bit of black, I don't look like a rabbit with that kind of red eye look thing. It just seems to make it work better. So I've been wearing this on my wrist most of the day, and I've got Seagull right here. Again, you can barely see it because it really is like my skin, and that's kind of the whitest part of my skin, so it's a little bit off. But if I apply some, and I apply it and like to wear it on my wrist just because it really shows me, I should have done this on camera, as I watch it melt. Okay, so let's do it on camera. I was building up some more, but you can see it kind of melts, just that oil and pigment thing. It just, you can really like build it up, or you can really like mute it down. And you can mix in like the black in the corner, the grays. You can just use it in the crease, lining the under eyelashes, and it's really gonna make your eyes pop. But this, like I said, this is how I like it best. And you can also fade it out. But this one is super pigmented, so it's a totally different experience from the Seagull. And I am learning to work with the texture a little bit better. How would I describe it? Yeah, between a cream and a powder. It applies like a cream, but slightly thicker than a lot of creams, which actually makes it more manageable. Sometimes I can kind of apply creams in like this heavy creamy mess, which doesn't work so well for me. And I really like this little brush. Stiffer, but it gives me the ability to just kind of put it in. And if I were to blend it out, you can see it blends out just beautifully. I like the way it melts with the warmth of your fingers. That's a good thing. Then the lip shades. So this one that I have on right now is Strange Creature. They call it a cool gray, the silvery coat of the hunter. An unexpected neutral. So I see hints of taupe and lavender in this. When I first saw it, I'm gonna grab my little things here. When I first saw it, I thought, gosh, that really reminds me of Stavros. So it comes in this little black container like this with stars. And this is what it looks like. We'll put it higher up to get it away from the red. So look right there. So I thought, that reminds me of Stavros from Tom Ford. So let's watch it next. But it doesn't have the same, so this has a semi-matte texture. Stavros had a real shimmer to it. This is the Tom Ford. We'll put it next to it. So you can see how close they are. That's the Tom Ford. That is the Rituel de Fille. And the Tom Ford has a little bit more lilac, a little bit less gray. But this one on me, definitely I see the lilac. I definitely see taupe. I definitely see gray. It's, yeah, for some people it is a new neutral. And a lot of the shades that we're starting to see coming out increasingly actually work on people as well or better than some of the more traditional ones. I don't know why we got so into like the reds and the corals and this and that. Fuchsia. Some of those shades look really harsh on me, and some of these are actually a lot more muted and natural. This one though, I would say I really like it. I feel like it almost picks up the rose of my natural skin color, even though it doesn't look that sheer. There's a certain element of it getting, and I've got very pigmented lips, it gets a little bit of that, which makes it a little bit softer on me. I don't know that people with super warm tones are going to do well with this color, but when I was growing up, all the makeup companies did cool tone colors, and now I feel like a lot of them just do warm tone colors. My daughter, my mom, my aunt, they're all cool toned and always looking for cooler toned brands now. This one is just actually, yeah, it's a shocking neutral. And it is more matte, but it's close to Stavros, so if you haven't been able to get Stavros or don't want to pay $35 for a mini lipstick, this is an option. The next one of the lip shades is called Prey. And so this one they say silent, animalistic, carnality, a cool tone, muted nude. Mauve, I saw. And I saw again hints of lavender, but it was surprisingly warm. And so again, the black tube, and I'm gonna put this on and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the formula. So this is what it looks like. And if we swatch it, you can see it's got kind of a rose mauve, but a little bit of lavender undertone to it. So let's take this one off. And I like to apply the products on camera so you can see my natural lip color and then also how they apply on. There you go. It's shockingly on me, I'm looking at my wrist, it's shockingly warmer tone than I would have expected, and it's also shockingly neutral. I always just, there's a slight difference I think on my, I'm looking back and forth, I always feel like there's a slight difference on my lip. It just looks kind of cooler, and I mean like cooler in a lot of ways, cooler toned than on my wrist, and also just like, it's a really great shade. I really love this one. It's just one of those that, it's not exactly a my lip but better, but it's just, it's so pretty and it's so wearable and it's so flattering. And they say that it again is a semi-matte. On this one I can almost see a little bit more of a sheen to it. The lip formulas, these to me feel creamier than the last ones I got. I don't know if it's just my imagination. There's a slight stiffness to the formula, but they're not at all heavy. And it's good, like with the Strange Creature, I need to brush it up after about an hour and a half, just right in here, because it's so different from my natural lip color, which is more rosy, and that cool toned, I can kind of see a little fading in there. This one, they both last about 2 to 3 hours, which is really long. And so it's got that stiffness, not like a super stiff like a Kat Von D or a Melt Cosmetics stiffness, but just enough firmness to the formula that it doesn't bleed, it doesn't fade. It kind of fades off to a really pretty, softer, muted look as opposed to kind of wearing off or wearing unevenly. So I really do like the lip formula, and I'm impressed with how long they wear on me because I'm super tough on lip shades. And if it doesn't look flawless, then to me that's not wearing, that's like wearing off, and I don't count that. So this is a really amazing color. Like, I love this color. The eyeshadow, again, I don't get creasing, I don't get any kind of bunching up, uneven wear. It'll last a good 8 hours. I haven't needed to use an eyeshadow primer with it. There's always that balance of, you know, you can make anything look good on camera if you want to. But with this particular eyeshadow, I found that it wears incredibly well, beautifully without it. So I actually really like this collection. And the other thing I would say about it, which is really great, is that it mixes some cool and warm tones together, which I think makes it easier for a lot of people of different complexions to start playing around with just slightly edgy colors, because you're not kind of throwing off the balance of the undertones of your face too much with like a super cool futuristic look, or a super warm look, which if you've got cooler tones just isn't going to work at all. I did find that I was kind of surprised at the blush that I needed to use to make this work. I at first went for a cooler tone blush, and then I found that the MAC Blunt, which is kind of almost a brownish shade, this is what I use when I use really like dark, weird colors. For some reason, this blush just really all of a sudden pulled everything together and just made it look, I don't know, perfect. So it's a really great, fun balance of colors. I like this collection a lot, and I would get it while it's available because it is a limited edition collection, and you just get it on the website, the Rituel de Fille website, and I'll put a link to that in the description to this video. I would love to hear if people have comments, thoughts, suggestions on the colors, what they think of them. Or, I mean, look at how evenly that wears. No bleeding, no bunching. It's just so pretty. Or other colors that I should try, because I'm new to the brand. So to me, this is all like experimenting, fun, edgy stuff. Anyway, please subscribe on YouTube because it helps me a lot. And thanks for watching.